understand. I completely
It's
understand.
like I use Silhouette a lot, and but it's just so much you can do with Photoshop,
Right, right.
So
And that's why I tell people to start off with the templates too. Just to let you know,
yes,
the live is started. So, just in
okay,
case there's any personal information, people like to
gotcha,
get on here and share personal information with me too. but
gotcha, gotcha,
but yeah,
gotcha.
so that's what the templates are really for, is so you have a tool so you can come in looking like you have professional level designs. You're going to
Yes,
learn Photoshop as you mess with the templates. There's no way that you're
okay,
not going to learn something about Photoshop by using the templates. But
okay,
it kind of gives you a way to step out without basically you have training wheels. You kind of
yes,
coming out riding a bike on two. You have the training wheels.
yes,
You can feel confident, and then once you feel confident, you take those training wheels off and ride free.
yes. I want ride free.
All right, so let's see what did Photoshop open up now. Or do you have dual screens right now?
Yes,
Okay, so what I need to do, pull Photoshop over to, I think you're
the other
sharing with
screen.
me your screen one,
Okay, all right.
and pull
Um,
Photoshop on that screen for me, because what I see right now is the screensaver.
Okay, all right. Come on.
So that's good. You have dual screen set up. All
Yeah,
right.
I was ready. It's moving a little slow coming over. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's Photoshop for you. So usually when I use Photoshop, especially if I'm doing Photoshop and a live feed,
Yeah.
then I have to shut down pretty much all of my internet activity, especially what is it? Chrome. Chrome takes up a lot of data.
Oh,
And
okay. I
then
didn't know that.
if you have Facebook, open it all. Facebook takes up a lot of data. Even if you have that app that runs in the background, that
Yeah.
takes up a lot of data.
Oh, wow, that's good to know. Okay.
Okay, well, I know the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to help you set up your windows so
Okay.
that you can kind of see the same type of layout that I see usually when I see layers and all that good stuff. So
Okay.
let me turn on my marker,
All right.
and then that way I can sketch on your screen and you're going to do all the heavy lifting. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. All right. So first thing I want you to do is go up here to window. Can you see what I circled up there with the green?
I don't. Oh, now I see. Yes.
Okay. So click on window up there.
Okay.
And then we're going to go to workspace.
Workspace. Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And we're going to select, hold on, this little thing is in my way. Let me move it out of my way. We're going to select graphic and web right now. And then we'll make it our own, and I'll tell you how to save it.
Okay.
Okay, so graphic and web kind of pulls up its own presence, and I think this is the one that's closest related to what I do. What I
Okay.
want you to do is click on this little double arrow up here at the top of this panel, and it's going to expand that panel for you.
Okay. All right.
All right, and then what we're going to do is our layers just happen to be laying down here at the bottom. Don't know why it's helpful down there, but we're going to
Okay.
drag it and pick it up and put it right up here where history is.
Oh, cool. I didn't know we could do that.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right, so what that does for you is usually layers. If you click on the layers tab, let me show you.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and clear those drawings. So let's do. Oh, you know what? It made it right above this one. I want you to put it in the same kind of box, and you'll know it's in the same box because it will usually highlight that box blue. Perfect.
Okay. All right.
And see how now you can see this long list of layers instead of like a little short little list and you try to
Yes.
scroll and you're like, what am I looking at? So now it's a
Yes.
little more clear. I
Okay.
love this. So you have your layer set up. I'm going to bring it right here to the front because layers is probably going to be your number one accessed um, kind of window here. And if you
Okay.
ever lose it, if you ever can't find it because you see those
Yeah.
little symbols and you don't know what it is, then I'm going
Yeah.
to show you how to do that too. So come bring this little tab here and bring it just right in front of history.
Okay.
All right, that looks good. And
Okay.
let's see anything else that you may need right now. I don't usually keep my libraries open. I do keep
Okay.
properties, but go ahead and just have properties as your main one over here because properties helps you to see the dimensions of something or anything important that you may be able to change about an active layer. So if you
Okay.
just click on properties here, it'll just make that tab be the first thing that you see. Did it let you click
Okay.
on? Oh, there it goes. Okay. So
Yeah.
you see right now that whatever you have selected, which happens to be this tie-dye background, right? It's
Yes.
showing you what the width and the height dimensions are there. So this properties panel is helpful for you to resize things and know what you're working with, okay?
Okay.
So that's what that is. Our character over here, this is for when we're working with text and we want to change the font, change the size of the font, change the spacing, make it all caps. That's what that's helpful for. So I like to have that one up front. So
Okay.
my layers up front, my character up front, and then I have my properties here, and I'm good. Now,
Okay.
anything else, if we need to add along the way, we can always modify this setup. But for right now, you have everything that you need to complete this project. So
Oh
what we
wow.
want to do is save this setup as is, right?
Okay.
So let's go to Window, and let's go to Workspace, and we'll go to New Workspace.
Your workspace. Okay.
And you just go ahead and save it as your name so you know that's your stuff. And I just want to say hey to all those who are joining us live right now. Geneva has been so gracious as to allow us in on her one-on-one session. So y'all make sure y'all thank her and encourage her along the way. If you have any input, it's always helpful, Geneva, for us to, like, if we don't know which color looks best or da 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 da. These folks in the comments, they will definitely chime in. They help us out. So if we need a little help,
Awesome.
we can always call on them too. But they get
Okay.
they get to kind of live vicariously through you right now with the one-on-one session.
Awesome. Awesome.
All right. So I think we're good on the setup. If anything ever looks crazy and you don't know what it is, you can go back to that window and you can always go to your name and it'll reset it just like it was um, as it looks right now.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I think we're ready to begin. Look, let's see. Let's back up. Let's do Control 0. If you do Control 0, it should zoom out to the extent of the entire artboard. So hold
Okay.
down Control. There you go. Perfect.
All right.
And let's see. What is there a color scheme that you want to do? You want to do black and white, or did you want to do any color on that?
It. I just picked one to play in. I didn't want to go any further because I didn't want to lose anything. So,
Okay.
um, I
Well,
don't have.
I see quite a little bit of red in there, like red in what they're wearing. Is that a color that's popular?
Yeah. Yep. We can do red.
Just to let you know, go let's see, turn on this gradient level here. And I'll show
Um.
you what that does. Right?
Okay.
Just turn on that eyeball.
Okay.
And that's your visibility. And I see you turned it off, so obviously you're learning a little bit here. Look at that.
Clicking.
So um and now you know that this photo has something going on with it. It's either transparent or has a blend mode set to it, and we'll figure that out in just a second. But
Okay.
this is all good. So if you want to change this gradient, now let's say you want to keep this gradient in the chamber just in case you want to use it later. You can
Mhm.
right click on the name gradient fill. So you're right clicking on the layer name,
Oh.
and then you want to go to duplicate layer. So this is going to make a copy of the layer, so you don't change anything about the original. Say OK.
Okay. Wow.
All right. So now let's go ahead and turn off the eyeball of the original one.
Okay.
So let's turn that one off. And I think we just turned the eyeball off of the copy. So turn the eyeball on of the copy. And you'll see it has copy at the end. That's how you know the difference.
Oh yeah.
And
Okay.
then we'll turn the eyeball off of the original just so we keep things, all originals, I like to keep intact when I'm learning.
Okay.
Once you get real confident, you'll save over stuff and you'll be fine.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, let's go ahead and turn this one off.
Oh, oops. Here we go.
All right, perfect. So what you can do is you can actually double click on this gradient right here. Double click on it and let's see what happens.
Hmm. Oh wow.
All right, so now we're going to get a chance to change this gradient. So let's click on the gradient.
Oh look. Okay.
So if you have colors that you want to explore, we can actually replace these colors. All right, so the way that I have it set up now, you always want to start and end with the same color. And the reason why that is because you see how it blends all the way around? If you
Yeah.
don't start and end with the same color, it'll have like a straight line that stops between the two colors and it looks really janky. So
Oh.
we're going to let's say, well, you don't have to choose red. Whatever colors you want, I'm going to show you how to do that. What's coming to mind
Oh.
when you think of this project?
Mm. Well,
What's the purpose of the project? What's the
I just really wanted to put all my kids and my grandkids on it. Just I was
Okay,
just playing around.
so the theme is love, maybe like
Yes.
you love your babies. So we'll
Yes.
figure out what we're gonna do with that later. So if that's the case, then red is fitting. You could even do red in like teal or whatever colors you want. Let's play with changing because what I do to change colors is if I'm gonna choose red, I choose the color that fits in that color group. So we're going to change the warm colors here, okay? So
Okay.
double click on one of those little squares. Those are called color stops. So when you
Oh.
click on the color stop, you're going to have an option to pick a color. But if you have something already in your graphic, I
Mm-hmm.
want you see where I'm clicking, where I'm drawing an X on that shirt right there.
Yes.
Click on that shirt and see what happens.
Oh.
So it turned into an eyedropper and it
Mm.
picked up what color it feels that was on that pixel that you selected. Now
Okay.
here, if you want it to be a little more red, you can pull it up towards that corner. If you want it to be a little darker, you can pull it down here and you could just select within your color space now. So
Oh. Okay.
that's
Um,
completely up to you.
it's fine how it is.
Okay, so let's go to OK. All right, so next one, we have another pink one right here. Now, if you want to, you can make this a darker red because basically you're trying to create some kind of variation. So
Yes.
double click on that color style.
Okay. Maybe I clicked too much. Let's see. Oh,
Yeah,
there it is.
and sometimes Photoshop has to think, so I'm not mad at it. So now just
Okay.
select somewhere with like a darker red, like maybe down here in the shadows of the shirt. Just click, and if you notice, it turns into what does that look like to you?
Like
Like
a
that symbol.
uh, here.
Yeah, like a little eyedropper.
Oh yeah, yeah. The eyedropper. Yes, ma'am.
So yeah, so that eyedropper it picks up color, just like like if you were using that little eyedropper to pick up some medicine or something, you're picking up a
Yes.
color. So
Okay.
whenever you're in this mode, you can manually choose your colors,
Yeah.
from the gradients here, or you can
Okay.
go to your image and select colors. And I love to select colors from an image
Mm-hmm.
because it gives me like a color palette. So a
Right.
lot of times, and in this template, you probably saw that it does have a color palette, and you can pretty much pre-make the color palette, so you always choosing the same from the same sources. Okay,
Okay.
but this is cool too. If you don't have a color palette, this is the great way to do it. So go ahead and select OK here.
All right.
Now, what other color do you want to do with red?
Um. Let's see what they got in there. Maybe a black.
Yeah,
Uh,
you can
it's
do
like everybody has
black.
on
You
black.
can do reds, blacks, and whites, and it'll kind of go into like the gray tones and all that too.
Yeah.
So let's do this then. Let's change this color. This is our lightest color. Let's change that one to white.
Okay.
And
Um,
white is all the way up here in the corner. Matter of fact, I drag mine past that corner, and it gives me a pure white.
oh. Okay. Oh.
So go with your mouse and try to like just drag it. Start
Oh.
here and drag it all the way off the corner. Perfect, because
Oh.
you got the six Fs. That means that you have pure white. Okay. Now let's go ahead and hit OK. And what's going to happen is we're going to bring a color next to that and
Okay.
see if it blends like we want it to. So let's take this one and we're going to make this a version of that gray. So go ahead and double click that. And if you pull it all the way over to this edge, that's your pure whites and blacks. Okay, so it has no hues in it, just pure black and white. So it's totally desaturated. Okay,
Okay.
so that's a light gray. Go ahead and hit OK. And then we're going to take, let's say we're going to end, let's end in black. So go ahead and take this one, double click on that last one.
Okay.
So see, we
And
get black, and black is the opposite, it's all the way down here to the corner.
got it.
And then you see how you get all zeros? Perfect. Go ahead and hit
Oh,
OK.
okay.
And then I want you to move this window to the right just a little bit so we can see what it's doing over there.
Okay.
All right. So you see how we get that harsh line? And that harsh
Yeah.
line comes from it starting with one color and ending with another color. So we want to
Oh,
make sure that our start and our end is the same color. So let's click on this blue again. And we'll change that to black. All right, just say OK. And now, just as I suspected, where that white is, it's so white that it's not bringing through the tie-dye look. So what we're going to do, we're going to click on this white color swatch, just one click. You don't have to double click on it. This one here, the
okay.
white one.
Oh, the white one. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then we're going to hit delete. Or you can do that.
Oh, I did
But
something wrong.
well, what happened was the last color that you ever create or click on,
Yeah.
if you do that again, click right here. It was done by mistake, but let me show you what happens. It duplicates that particular color style. So it just made
Okay.
another black one for you, which is perfect because what I was going to tell you to do is come to this white one, go to that white one, just click on it one time.
Okay.
And then once we have it selected, we're going to hit delete because we want to get rid of that one.
Okay.
All right, and see now our colors are coming through a little bit more. Now
Yes.
I want you to, we're going to recreate that red without having to recreate the red. So let's click one time on that red color stop.
Okay.
Okay, and I want you to click somewhere right here, and it's going to insert that red right there.
Oh, wow.
All right, now I want you to get rid of this light pink one. So click on that light pink one and hit delete.
Okay.
Now you
Oh,
moving
that's
fast, huh?
yeah. With your help.
So now if you want to, you can take this light gray out. If you see how the light gray is right about here, you can take
Yeah.
the light gray out and just let it fade from the red to the black to the red to the black.
Okay.
That would just be my suggestion.
Yes, that's
All right.
beautiful.
Perfect. So now that we did all this good hard work, let's go ahead and hit new here and you tell me what happens. See
It
that?
on the end of the presets. Yeah, it was
Yes.
another color.
Right.
Okay.
So now you have this preset saved. If you need to use the gradients, let's say on the words or anything else, you
Oh,
pre-save that gradient, and it's going to be there every time you open Photoshop now.
oh
So this
wow.
is
Okay.
great. You did an awesome job. Let's go ahead and hit OK here, and OK here. All right. Next thing, let's go ahead and do Control S to save.
Okay.
That's something I forget to do often. And when you're working on these big files, that's probably one of your lifesavers there.
Okay.
All right. So the next part of this project is I told you there's probably something going on with this photo. And when we want to know what that photo is, I'm going to show you what I do. I right click on the photo. So I want you to right click right where I put that X.
Okay.
All right. And do you see that it's telling you everything that you're touching right now?
Yeah.
All right. So let's go to, what is that, Paris and Dad?
Yeah.
Okay. And guess what? When you do that, it finds it over here so you don't have to search through your layers. So that's one
Oh,
of my favorite functions, to find an image instead of
oh,
scrolling through. And I like
yes.
those tiny little thumbnails. I click on the image on the artboard, right click, and it tells me everything that I'm touching, including the background.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Now, it looks like there's a frame or something on here.
Yeah, when I was trying to resize it, I was jacking it up. So I remember.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Let's see if it's possible. Can we right click on that frame and delete it?
Okay.
Let's right click on just the frame and delete frame. Did you see that option?
Yep.
Oh no, not the whole layer.
Oops. Could I
It's
undo?
okay. Control Z.
Control Z. Very
Maybe,
important.
I don't know. Maybe the frame goes with it. I don't know. Let's right click. I'm sure we
Um,
can pull it back in if we need to.
okay.
So let's see. Delete frame. I've never used frames before, so maybe it'll make me look this up and see how you do use them. So I guess it is gonna delete the layers.
Uh,
Let's do this. Let's say no. Let me see if we can save this without having to re-pull it in.
okay.
Um, let's take just this image and let's drag it up here and see what happens. As a matter of fact, let me see. I might have to turn on my mouse for this.
Did it move?
And it may move the entire thing, and if it does, then it's might be a team deal.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not moving it.
No.
It's okay. My suggestion here, instead of spending so much time on figuring it out, because I don't even know how you got to a frame. So let's not focus on frames. Do you know
Okay.
where that image is, where you can pull it back in, or no?
Yes. I believe I had it saved after I removed the background.
Okay. Here's another thing. Because yeah, something weird is going on with what this frame. I think this frame might be changing the opacity or something. Double
Okay.
click. You see, that's a smart object. And the
Yeah.
way you know it's a smart object is because it has that little icon in the bottom right hand corner. So
Oh.
double click on this and see what happens.
Okay.
It should bring up a version of the image in a new tab. New tab
Okay.
up here. Let's see. It's trying to think right now. Okay, perfect. So now all I want you to do, we're going to take this image and we're going to literally pick it up with our move tool and drag it onto our artboard. So we don't even have to look for it.
Oh wow. Okay.
And that's the beauty of smart objects. Smart objects are going to preserve the original picture. So basically what it did was it opened up the original picture wherever it is so we don't have to search for it.
Okay.
And let me see, did I pull these little files? Oh, that's your, I thought I pulled my folder up front.
Okay.
So yeah, we should be able to reduce this file explorer screen.
Okay.
Okay. And we are literally gonna pick it. So you're gonna click right here with your mouse, you're gonna pick it up, drag it, hover over this, and you're not gonna let it go yet, you're just gonna hover, and then you're gonna drop it onto the artboard.
Oh
So
wait.
yeah, pull it up to that tab of the up here. Do
Oh.
you see my
Okay.
arrows I'm drawing on the screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So hold it there. Now drop it back onto the artboard. Pull it onto the artboard. It'll turn into a plus sign.
Oh.
Okay, so it didn't do it somewhere along the line. You released the mouse. So this
Yeah.
has to be all done with the mouse held down. You ready? Let's try it again. So
Okay.
pick it up. Hold it over there. And you see how it turned into a plus sign?
Uh, Looking for the
You
plus.
have to drop it on the artboard though.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Okay, so it didn't drop it in. Let's try it again. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and select this layer right here where it says Jordan, so that we
Yeah.
know it's going to put it on top of those images. Anytime you bring an image in, basically whatever layer you have selected last, it puts it on top of that layer.
Oh,
All
okay.
right. All right. So let's try it again. Let's go to Paris and Dad.
All right.
Let's pick it up, drag it, hold it over the tab until the tab opens. Then drop it on the artboard. What's happening is you're dropping it at the top. Drop it on the actual T-shirt.
Right here.
Pick it up, put it over the tab, let it open that tab up again.
Oh wait. Over here.
You were doing it right. It's just that when you were dropping it, you weren't dropping it on the T-shirt. So pick it up from here, hover over this tab.
Hover over it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then drop it right where it is on the shirt.
Oh, drop it on the shirt. Okay.
Right,
All right.
on the artboard. There you go.
Okay.
All right, so now we're going to do Control T to transform it, to make it bigger. So that's what you want to use anytime you want to make something bigger, is Control T. That's your transform tool, okay?
Okay.
Go ahead and make it larger. whatever size you want it to be. And then once you get it what size you want it to be, you have to hit enter to lock it in.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
All right, so now you've resized it. Now we're gonna drag this thing up here because it doesn't have the same layer name anymore. It's not a smart object anymore. So go ahead
Okay.
and pull it up to above the photo layer. Or you know what? Where are your other photos?
Um, I, you talking about in the
Well,
layers?
you know what? Let's do this. Let's put the images where they're supposed to be, and then we can move all of them where they're supposed to be. Okay. So let's
Okay.
go ahead. You see where it says photos in the box? Let's go ahead and
Yeah.
expand that folder.
Okay.
All right. So, and as a matter of fact, let's turn on the eyeball so we can see where each of the boxes are.
Okay.
All right. So this is going to give us an indication of which photo goes to which location. So the
Okay.
first one is that's Jaleesa. So you want to take this image and you want to drag it right below Jaleesa and see what happens. Right there. Let it go.
Okay.
Okay. So what happened was it clipped it inside of that box. So now when you turn off the eyeball for Jaleesa, right here,
Okay. Oh.
now you should see your picture in there. Now
Okay.
the whole point of the pop out, which we're going to play with that, the pop out will allow the top of the picture to show through. But let's say it's too much of a pop out, you can
Yeah.
always move this photo down. So you can select this photo and you can use your move tool to move it where you want within that box.
Okay.
But I usually leave just a little bit. Like I leave, you see how I have like the top of the hair kind of
Yeah.
popping out, but nothing important like eyes or, any
Right.
important features. It's just
Okay.
usually the top of the head. It just pops
Okay.
out a little bit.
All
So go
right.
ahead and pull that image down a little bit. And right now we're selecting the guides. Let's go ahead and turn these guides off. Let's go to view and we'll go to show. And we're going to turn the guides off. So we're going to deselect the guide.
Okay.
All right, so then that way they won't be in our way. But you do see, this is our kind of print safe area here. So if we
Okay.
put words or anything else. All right,
Right.
so now let's go ahead and we have our image selected. Let's take the image and let's move it down a little bit so we can see their faces.
Uh.
So
Wait a second.
just you're already on the move tool. Just take the image and pull it down. Like literally click on the image and pull it down.
Um. Uh-oh. I don't know what I
No,
did.
no, no, no. Do Control Z.
Okay.
I want you to click where I'm putting the X, okay?
All
Click
right.
on the image right here and pull it down.
Oh, I see the peak. Okay. All right.
There we go.
Paris here. Okay.
Okay, so that's good right there. We're gonna do the same thing for the other one, two, three photos.
Okay.
Okay, so this photo, let's right click right here. Even though we can't really see it, let's right click. I know it's there. So this one will be Cash and Mom, right?
Yeah.
So click on that one. And wherever it is, it's going to take us to it. And right now, all of your photos are pretty much in the tie-dye background. So
Yeah.
let's go ahead and grab all of them and pull them up. And I'm going to show you a trick that we're going to do. So let's hold down Shift. And because you already have Cash and Mom selected, I want you to select Jordan.
Oh.
Okay, now what Shift does is it selects everything from the top to the bottom of what you selected, and Control will skip, and it'll select only the things you click on. So now we have 3 layers selected. We're going to drag those up until we get to the photos in the box folder. So keep dragging. And just let it hover for a second, and it'll keep scrolling up. Okay, so you see where it says photos in a box? I'm sorry, I think we went a little too far up. You see where it says photos in a box? Come down. Keep going down, because you'll have to see, I think it's within the art folder.
Okay.
Just whatever you do, don't let go of it yet. Okay,
Okay.
so where it says keep going down, I can't see. I see the text. Keep going down. You want to see where it says photos in
Photos.
the box. So go ahead and drop those in the photos in the box folder.
Okay.
All right. And then what we're going to do is move each one accordingly. So scroll down a little bit here on your layers. And we know that the one that had Cash and Mom, that
Yeah.
one replaces Kim. So take Cash and Mom and drag it right up underneath Kim. No, I'm sorry. Just now you have all of them selected, so let it go. Let it go. Select just Cash and Mom. You still have all three selected.
Okay. All
Okay,
right.
perfect. Now that you have just Cash and Mom selected, drag it below Kim.
Okay. Oh, well.
And here's the difference. When you drag it below Kim, it clips to that box. You see the difference?
Yeah. Okay.
All right, and now turn off the eyeball for Kim.
Okay.
All right, and what we're gonna do is we're just gonna get things in place, and then I'll show you how to move them around. So go back
Okay.
to the top, do the same thing for the next image. Is gonna replace Jaleesa. So go up to whatever this image is. If you want to right click on the image so that you know which one it is, you can do
This.
that too. Right click on it.
Oh, okay.
And
Next.
that tells you Lex and Key.
Uh-huh.
Right? Okay, so now let's drag that down to underneath. Not Jaleesa, that's Whitley. So yes, go to the Whitley layer.
Okay.
And drag it below Whitley. And just, be patient with Photoshop. Sometimes it does a little crazy when you're trying to scroll. There you go, right there. Perfect. Okay, now let's turn off Whitley. All right. And same thing with this photo. So this is the last photo. I just like to get you used to right clicking on the photo to see what the name of it is and where it's located. That way you're not sifting all through those layers. Because that can get really tiresome.
Okay. And
that one you're going to drag under Freddie.
Okay.
All right, and let's go ahead and turn the eyeball off for Freddie.
Okay.
Good deal. And it looks like this image has a little bit of stuff on the outside right here.
Yes, right? I was trying to clean it up, erase it yesterday, and it wasn't working.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and I'll show you how to do that. Go Control plus a couple times to zoom in. So hold down Control and hit plus a couple times.
I was looking for my plus key. There we go. Okay.
All right. So if you want to clean something up or take out pixels without deleting them, I always suggest you use a layer mask. So let's go ahead and add a layer mask. That's what this button down here does, the rectangle with the circle in the middle.
Okay.
And it's going to create this little white overlay. What this allows you to do, it's a mask. So whatever's white is going to be revealed. Whatever's black is going to be concealed. And so, if you think of that, like how we dress when we want to hide something to smooth something out, we wear black. When we want to show it all, bim bow, it's all white, right? So right now it's all white. Everything's showing that is available on this layer. So if we take our paintbrush here, so let's grab the paintbrush over here on the left-hand panel. And right now we see that white is our foreground color. Whatever color's in the front is our foreground. if we hit this little switcheroo button, so hit that little switch button and tell me what you notice.
I change it to black.
Right, so your default colors are always black and white. And if you have some other crazy colors there, let's say you have blue and red there, you can always hit this little default swatch and it'll default to white in the foreground, black in the background, or vice versa. And then all you do is switch it. When you want to paint with black, you switch black to the forefront. When you want to paint with white, let's say you erase too much, you want to reveal something, you put white in the forefront. So
Okay.
now we have black as our foreground color. We're going to go ahead and paint with it and see what it does. So I want you to paint right over that extra stuff that's there. Okay.
Neat.
Now the other thing is you can change the size of this brush right now. If you come up here to the top, let's say you want to get cover a little more area.
Yeah.
Let's make the size. Let's make it, and you can type in a color here. I mean a number here. I'll say maybe 200. Just type in 200, see what happens.
Okay.
Now this is, oh, you know what? We're going to see what happens. So hover over your board without coming out of that. Just hover over your artboard. See how big it is? It'll get rid of a lot. So you can go ahead and clear that up. But sometimes when you get close, you don't want to do this brush
Right.
because it's going to fade it off, right?
Right.
So let's zoom in a little bit more. Control plus a couple more times. And I'm going to show you basically what remove BG does is what we're going to do with the pen tool. So grab your pen tool right here. And we're going to make a selection that we can work in. And I want you, I know it's going to feel weird, but you're going to tap, tap, click and drag, click and drag, click and drag. And you're basically going to make a shape on the outside of his shoulder, but you're going to clean it up around his shoulder. So start right here. Click right here one time. Matter of fact, let me change my color up so you can see me better. Okay. So click right here.
Oh, okay.
One time. And then I want you to click right here one time. We're getting closer to the image. Just click. Just, I'm sorry, here.
Okay.
Okay. Now next, I want you to click and drag. So click here and then drag it. You see how it's creating that shape? Now you have to be careful not to get too close in there. Even though we're not cutting out there, you see how you pulled it a little too far? So pull it in a little closer and see how it changed the trajectory of that line?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what you're going to start practicing when you're just by yourself and you want to practice cutting out. Practice with this pen tool. So the next step is put one here and pull it out a little bit. So tap and pull. At this point right here, tap and pull. All right, and that's good. Perfect. Now we're going to come back up because as we pretty much have everything that we want. Oh, you want to keep going. Let's tap here. But this is something that's going to be helpful. You learning the pen tool. And then let's tap back up here. And now we're going to close up this shape. We're going to tap right where we started. And you'll see it turn into a little circle showing it's closed. I think that's it.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? Let me move my little marks because I could be lying. That's not where you started. I think my things in, okay, right here. That's where you started. Close it up there and you'll see, yeah, you see that little circle telling you it's closed?
Yeah.
Okay, go back to where you see that circle. Okay, so I think it just deleted it. But it looks like a closed shape, so let's go ahead and make that a selection. At the top up here. And
look, I'm
change my color to the brighter color again.
Right.
Okay, and for the radius, let's just put a one pixel. All right, so you see how it kind of made little marching ants right there?
Yeah.
Now this means that I'm only going to be able to affect things that are in this selection. So if I take my paintbrush now, so let's grab the paintbrush again. And I want you to paint, try even to paint on his shoulder. and it won't let you do it. So it's restricted what you can manipulate. So it's basically keeping it to where, oh, okay, well, we're cleaning up only this little section right here. So you can erase anything that's in there, but it won't affect what's outside of there.
Okay.
And that just kind of cleans that up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I see it just a little tad bit. It looks like it's still a little bit there. Because we're using a softer brush, we have to make sure that that we basically get really clean there. All right, and if you want to get rid of the selection, you can do Control D to deselect. And let me take my marks off the screen. Let's see what we're working with. Okay, it looks clean. Now there's a little tiny bit right here, but for the sake of moving forward, I think that's going to be fine.
Okay.
Especially since we're using red and black as our colors. But I
Okay.
just wanted to show you, even when you do remove BG or anything else, have you ever used remove BG before?
Yes.
Okay, so even when it gives us like some little messed up areas, we keep the messed up areas and bring it into Photoshop and just clean it up. It's still easier
Oh.
than cutting it out completely.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right, so let's do Control 0. Let's zoom out and see what we're working with so far. So we have all four photos, and then what we want to do, let's right click on this image here and let's get rid of that one, the one that had the frame, so that we don't forget and miss and print that out.
Where am I at?
It's kind of hard to see. You see where I'm drawing with the pink here, that image that's watermarked in the background. I want you to right click on it.
Okay.
Do you see where I'm clicking on the screen, or I'm drawing an X on the screen?
I don't see it.
Right here.
Okay, gotcha. All
All
right.
right, so let's let's make sure that we're on to the move tool,
Okay.
because right now we're still on the paintbrush tool. So
Okay.
once we're on the move tool, then we can right click on the image. Now we right clicked on the one, let's get this one that says Paris and Dad frame. That's the one that it is.
Okay.
And then see how it takes us down here? Let's go ahead and just hit the trash can and throw that one away. That way we won't get confused when we're designing.
Okay.
And yeah, there you go. Delete those selected layers. Perfect. Alright, so let's see what else we have to do. We have to change the colors inside of the box to go with our theme, right?
Yes.
Alright, so let's right click here on this first light pink box. And we're going to go to the one that says Color Fill 1.
Okay.
Alright, if you double click on this light pink color, just like we double clicked and changed the gradient, now we can double click and change the solid color. And you can use your color picker and you can pick maybe so light pink, let's go with a lighter red. So pick one of your lighter red colors. And you can pick it from the shirt. Like if you want to click here on the shirt where I'm drawing an X. That's why I usually use my artboard like also a color palette too. So yeah, if you find a red, like you're good right there. There you go. So that's a good red. Go ahead and hit OK. And maybe the next one over, let's click on this one, right click and do the color fill. Right click on that X. And double click on the color. It's okay, just hit OK. We're gonna double click on the green color. And that's why I tell you to right click, because it'll take you exactly to the layer. Now this one, let's maybe choose one of these grays. So either the light gray or the medium gray. So we'll end up with reds and grays and black, basically.
Okay. All right.
Say OK. Okay, so now we have red, gray. Maybe let's do black and white. So let's do red, white, black, gray, or gray, black. So you have gray here. Let's do black on the last one. I'm trying to see what the contrast needs to be.
Okay.
The last one. So this one, do right click where I'm putting this X. It's kind of hard to see this pink on the pink. You see where
Yeah.
I'm putting the X right now, right here?
Uh-huh.
I want you to right click on the artboard. Okay, right click on the X. Because it's only going to tell you what you're touching. So let's go to color fill. And as a matter of fact, we're going to make that one the gray color. So
Okay.
let's double click on that pink there. Now, yeah, it's selected the layer. Double click on that and select gray somewhere. And I'm putting the X just randomly in a gray area. And say OK. And the reason why I'm doing that is because this red and this gray kind of balance each other out, so that when we do black and white, it'll balance each other out this way. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yes.
So, and it won't even be like a white. We'll choose like a really light gray, because if you choose exactly white, you won't see the color splashes. So now
Okay.
let's go to this one. I'm drawing an X on the one that we previously made gray. Let's right click on that one. Well, you can go with this one. I was talking about the previous
Oh.
gray one, but it's okay. Go
Oh.
ahead and it doesn't matter. We can change them in either order.
Oh
But let's
no.
go to the color fill layer. Right, double click on the color fill. And move this over a little bit so you can see what you're working on. And let's go ahead and make that like a lighter gray. So just pull it up to about here. So just pull this color swatch up to about there.
Did I do that right? Uh-oh. What am I doing? So here.
Let's see. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. It must have moved the window. So we'll make one of these black. If you want to make this one black, that's fine. That's perfect. Go ahead and hit OK. And then just make this one like a lighter gray, or a lighter red, or a darker red. Something that's just different from these three colors. You just want something different. So right click on the teal box. Yep. Double click on the color and change it to whatever you think looks best. So you may want to choose, you can't choose like a white exactly, because it won't show the contrast.
Right.
And you already have, I mean, you can choose black again if you want to do black and black, or choose a darker gray, or choose a lighter gray. Excuse me.
Um. Well.
And it's just because we're doing a limited color palette, so you kind of have to play with it and see what what stands out to you.
It's kind of bland though, isn't it?
Well, once we put the white outlines back on, because I think you turn those off. So once we turn those back on, it'll pop out too. Honestly, I think it looks good with the black. We kind of balanced it out a little bit.
Okay. All right. Is it
Yeah, let's
black?
go with the black, and then we can come back. So go ahead and hit OK there. All right, and let's scroll up, because I'm not seeing our outlines and stuff. So I want to scroll. Let's scroll up a little bit to the beginning of this folder. Okay, hold on. Scroll back down. Okay, so let's go. Where's his photos in the box? Oh, there it is. Turn on the box border. That's what it is.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. So now the box border is on. Remember how we saved that gradient from before? We're going to
Yeah.
double click on the FX here. And we're going to go to, let's see, let's click on the first stroke. And that one's white. Let's click on the second stroke. This one's where our gradient is, so let's click on the gradient here. And go to the one that you created. And let's hit OK. And drag this over a little bit before we accept these changes, because you always want to move these windows out of your way so you can really see your artboard. I don't
Okay.
know why Photoshop literally. I would think Photoshop could say, hey, since your menus are over here, maybe I'm gonna put this pop-up window over there. But no,
Right.
it puts it directly on top of your image every single time, so you have to move it, which is
Okay.
no fun.
Right.
But yeah, so that looks good. What do you think?
Yes. Nice.
Okay, so we replaced the gradients. We're good on that. So let's go ahead. Now we got to bring it back over to accept the changes and hit OK. So bring that window back over so you can hit the OK button.
Okay.
There you go. And then I want you to do Control S to save. All right. So as we have it right now, I think that the only thing that we really need to do to these images is kind of move them to where we see their faces, even if we're going to do the pop out feature. So the simple way to do this is to not do the pop out feature and just make sure that all of the pictures fit within the frame.
Okay.
But the pop out just gives like an extra added effect, so we'll do that. And that way, for your customers, if it's something that you have to turn out quickly, you can just pop the pictures in the frames. But if
Right.
it's something you wanted to make look like really outstanding, then you do the
Yeah.
little extra step and you make the pop out up at the top. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I want you to take this image here and let's pull it down to where we see her face. So let's right click on it first so we make sure we know what we're clicking. Okay. And yep, you got it. And let's pull that down.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so do Control Z. What's happening right now is you have auto select on. So we're gonna.
Oh.
I did. Okay, I was gonna say, did you know you had it on? Because it looked like it went away for a second. Okay, so let's do Control Z one more time. Matter of fact, let's check our history because I don't know if it moved it again. Okay, so now we can redo. So we can do. Let's redo this stroke. See where
Okay.
I'm circling down here? And this is your
Yeah.
list. Sometimes you want to go far back. It'll let you go back quite some time, so you don't have to just keep hitting Control Z.
Okay.
Excuse me. All right, so let's do this then. What we're doing? We're taking off auto select. See up here at the top? This auto
Yeah.
select thinks it knows better than we do, and it tries to automatically guess what you're moving. It
Okay.
is aggravating when you have a lot of layers though, because it doesn't really know. If you're working
Right.
on patterns, that's a great thing to have on because you have a bunch of little pieces of something and you're moving each one. It will auto select very well. But when you have several layers, it tends to not select the right thing. So
Okay.
again, let's right click on the image here and let's select the name of the image. And now we can pull it down without it bothering us.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what I would suggest, you see, I was gonna say I would hide that part of the picture that's cut off, stick it right
Right.
there on that edge, and maybe
Okay.
even make the image a little bigger if you want to, because you
Yeah.
may want it to pop out the top a little bit. That's
Yeah.
perfectly fine. As long as I just don't like something cutting between somebody's eyes. So I think those eyes are important enough to not have them cut off anywhere.
Right. Right.
But like the top of the head and the if somebody has on a hat, that sort of thing, it actually looks kind of cool to be popping out from the top. But
Okay.
so you do Control T, and I'm going to show you how to resize it. So hold down Control, then hit T. All right, and now you're transforming it, so now you can grab one of those corners and make it bigger.
Okay.
And then go ahead and get it whatever position. Like if you want to move it, you can still move it in this mode. Transform allows you to move it and make it bigger,
Okay.
and even rotate it if you need it to.
Um.
So I think right there is about, maybe make it a little bit bigger.
Right
See it
there.
right there? Now hit
Yeah.
enter and it'll lock that size in. If you don't hit enter, it won't save anything that you just did on that transform.
Okay.
And now, yep, it looks like she's good there on the frame. And if we want to make her hair pop out just a little bit, it'll be a good little pop out right there. All
Okay.
right. But if not, then it looks good as is, and that's the whole
Cool.
point. So you want to do the same thing in this picture. Go ahead and right click on that image. And Control T will allow you to transform it. can go ahead and move it where you want and resize it if you want to resize it.
Okay.
Because you might not want to resize this one because it looks like it might cut off a little too
Yeah.
much of the little one. So if you got it where you want it, then go ahead and hit enter.
Okay.
All right. And then what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and make sure everything else is good. So if you want to do the pop out, you can, because we're
Okay.
running right up on time.
Okay.
But so far so good. Like you're pretty much almost done.
Good
let's
deal.
uh let's go ahead and save. Anytime we get proud of ourselves, like let's immediately take that as an opportunity to save.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right. And then what about the words? Did you want to put words on like how it had the savage words on that? Did you want to change those?
Well, um, I don't want them to get offended because a couple of them are savage. A couple of them
I'm saying,
bougie.
do you want to put words on there?
Oh,
Like
okay.
not that they have to be the savage.
Oh, okay,
But
okay,
no,
okay. Well,
like what I did for mine is I put the colors of my ink. So I put cyan, magenta, black, and yellow. But you can put or you don't have to put anything at all like on each image. You can
oh
put
yeah,
something at the bottom that just says my loves or something like that.
yeah. My loves is fine.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's go back to our layers. I just want to show you how to do something with text while I have you. Because
Gotcha. Thank
that
you.
text, if you know how to do photos, text, and backgrounds, you're gonna be a Photoshop genius when it
Oh
comes to these
wow,
shirts. Okay,
that's
I'm just
neat.
giving you the real. All right, so let's scroll up. Let's see. I think there is a text folder, and there it is. Scroll down a little bit, and this is actually one of the most complicated templates I have. So you're doing a great job.
Oh
Let's
wow.
go here to the text right there.
Okay.
Okay, so I have a few words already that have some layer styles to them. So scroll down
Okay.
just a little bit, and I want you to turn on each of those. So it's 4 words, and I want you to tell me which one you like best. So you can turn them all on. Oh, you know what it is? If you didn't have the fonts installed, and there's other fonts,
Oh
but we'll just choose a font. So let's take this first savage. Now, how I do is I leave stuff as is, and
yeah.
then I create a copy of it. So I want you to right click on the word savage and hit duplicate layer.
Okay.
Okay. So now we're going to end up with a savage copy or whatever. Once we retype it, it'll rename it.
Okay.
So yep, okay there. And let's turn off all these other eyeballs because we're not going to mess with those right now.
Okay.
Okay. So all we want is savage copy. We're going to double click on the T here, and that'll allow us to change the text. All right, so
Okay.
it highlighted it all. So let's put my love. So however you want to put that, whether you want to capitalize the M and the L,
Yeah.
my loves,
Yes.
and then we'll find us a cool font to work with.
Okay. Oh,
All right, perfect. All right, so the other thing is we can go ahead and use some cool layer styles. So we're going to double click on the FX right here. And if you're ever typing and you can't do anything but type, just click on your move tool. It'll lock in that text. All right,
okay.
so let's go here to color overlay. We're actually going to turn that color overlay off.
Okay.
And we're going to go down here to FX. And we're
Uh-oh.
going to choose a gradient overlay. I think it went away from, there we go, gradient overlay. All right, and let's click on this gradient, and guess what gradient we're gonna pick?
Oh, this one.
Yeah, your custom one. So see how when you save it, you don't have to keep making it up every time?
Oh,
So
yes, I
go,
love it.
you like it already? Okay, so go to okay. And we're gonna do some extra stuff to it, okay? So
Okay.
it has a little stroke on there. Let's click on the stroke. Excuse me. I think it has a black stroke. Let's go ahead and add a stroke. What I love about Photoshop is that I can do multiple strokes and
Mm.
like multiple color overlays, and that way I don't have to keep saving over it, and you can get some really cool looks. So let's go to the
Okay.
second stroke that we just created, the one below it. And what it did was it just duplicated the stroke that was on top. So that means in order to see this one, I have to make it a little bit bigger, right? So let's
Right.
pull this size and make that stroke bigger. All right, and then what I want to, you see how it's getting bigger there on your
Yeah.
preview? Let's go ahead and change this color to white. All right, and hit OK. And then as far as the size, let's change it to 20. Just type in the number 20 right there and see what it looks like. All
Mm-hmm.
right, let's type in 40. And I'll say by the time we blow this up, that's probably going to be just about right. And
Okay.
scroll all the way down. Oh, it's already here. You can't even scroll down. I'm talking about scroll down. There's no scroll. Go to your drop
Okay.
shadow. And we're going to make the drop shadow a little more prevalent. So let's bring the distance over a little bit. And these are things you play with. You don't know what this stuff does. You just play with it. There's no
Okay.
rhyme or reason to what I'm doing right now other than it's a certain style I always go for. All
Okay.
right, so you have distance. You can go with the spread a little bit, and you should start to see your drop shadow pop out a little bit.
Okay.
So bring that spread over and bring that size over, and then see, like, just keep checking. You see how it's changing it as you go?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And what we're going to do once we get this to the size and the font that you want, you can always go back and refine this layer style. But now it looks like something that we're going to actually see pop because you have tie-dye. Tie-dye is distracting, and you have a lot of paint splashes and stuff going on too. So the
Yeah.
reason why I usually choose something that has like a white outline is because it makes it pop off of that background.
Okay.
Okay. So let's go ahead and choose OK here. And we're going to, remember I told you this character panel is how we're going to change our font?
Yeah.
Let's click there on the Myriad Pro, and you can actually click in here. If you know a font that you want, you can actually type the font in. If you don't know,
Okay.
then you click there and you can kind of scroll up and down until you find something that you like. So I like, one of my favorites is this Masters of Comics is one of my absolute favorites. Try that one and see
Okay.
what you think.
All right. Well.
Just, yeah, I was gonna say give Photoshop a little second.
Oh. Oh. That's right.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
That's it.
Did you click on the name of the font or what did you click on?
Yeah. The name. And.
Okay. Well, let's do this because it seems like Photoshop is thinking a little bit.
Mhm.
We can come up here to the top where it says Myriad Pro
Mhm.
and select that whole thing. And it looks like it might be frozen. Is it frozen?
It looked like it. It's not doing anything.
Okay. Well, good thing we were saving along the way just in case. So
Okay.
we'll give Photoshop a little moment. Maybe it's taking a little time to go through all the fonts.
Okay.
One thing that I found out is that, oh, I like the Mechanic of the Heart. I like that font.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one. I'm going to put it on my list. But speaking of putting on the list, a lot of times we have a lot of fonts saved, and some
Yeah.
of
It's
them
thinking.
are like bad fonts, meaning that they just take up a lot of space and they're not really easy for the computers to generate those fonts, and it
Mm.
slows the design process. You see how it's just now trying to scroll through that stuff, and it
Yeah.
selected a font that you didn't even select. It's
Right.
because more than likely, this is my experience, more than likely you have a font, and sometimes just one bad font out of 1,000 that will slow
Oh.
your font process down so bad. I don't care if you're in Illustrator, Word, Microsoft Word, any of those, because your fonts are saved on your system. Your fonts aren't specific
Okay.
to Photoshop or any other program. But there are
Okay.
some bad fonts out there that just weigh you down. And normally they're like really intricate fonts. So,
Okay.
like, they have images and that sort of thing. So, when you get a chance, check your font folder, see which ones are really huge, and just get rid of
Yeah.
those because
Okay.
it's not worth it. But let's go
Okay.
ahead, let's go to cancel here and then change that font. Just type in, you can click there and just start typing in master. Or the font that I said that I like. That one was cool. I think it started with master too, didn't it? Just type in the
Yeah.
word master. That way you don't have, because what happens is when you open up that preview and you have those type of heavy fonts, that's what's causing the
Yeah.
delay. So I wouldn't even open it. I would just start typing in, and normally when you start typing, it'll start narrowing it down. So I don't know if it's not
Okay.
allowing you to type right now, but
No.
yeah,
Um.
I feel like the large fonts is what's causing your issue right now.
Okay.
Trust me, I've been there. I've downloaded so many like free fonts over time, and then I realized that some of those free fonts ain't worth it. because
Oh,
anybody can
okay.
develop fonts, and sometimes they're not good at
Yeah.
optimizing them.
Okay.
So basically, it's like having a Photoshop file for a font, and that's why it slows it down.
Okay.
So since
Oh
it's
yeah,
not
it's doing.
letting you change the font,
Yeah, it's doing something funky. I'm
yeah,
trying to even.
it's trying to think, and I think we're kind of talking about it too, so we embarrassing it a little bit. um,
Oh, okay.
you know how stuff
Oh,
want to act. So let's see, is it possible? Can you right click on the
mhm.
word "my loves" on your artboard? Will it let you right click on it?
I'm even fighting with
Uh oh. And I
the
think
mouse right now, trying to get it on the score. Well, come on. Okay,
okay,
I
because
don't know what
we
that.
cut out for a second too. So
Come
make
up.
sure
It's
make
on the screen.
uh
Right.
huh.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to just get the mouse on the screen now.
Well, do me a favor, hit Control S and make sure we can save right now,
Right.
just in case. So when we're
All
celebrating,
right.
we hit Control S. When we're having issues, we hit Control S.
Okay. It's almost as if the mouse is going behind the shirt. See it at the bottom? I can get it. It's going across the
Yeah,
icons,
it's
but when I
probably
try to.
Photoshop is thinking, and
Oh,
when you click on the Photoshop window, is it not allowing you to hit Control S?
I hit Control S. And I don't see it where it's saving.
And normally you'll see that right down there. It'll let you know if it's saving. If it's not saving, that means that Photoshop is probably there. It is. It was a little hung up. So I say maybe choose a font that's already right there in your face. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, it started typing. This must have been from when you were typing
Yeah.
earlier. I see an
It's
M and
gotta
an
be
A
on.
now.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Yeah, that's usually a sign that something's going on. Because now, if all things we done pulled in large photos and all of this. The fonts is what
Mm-hmm.
hangs us up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do put in what is he? And it's not even searching. I'm tempted to
Mm-mm.
say just choose something and jet on out of this font situation right now.
Well,
And it won't let you select anything right now. So you're pretty much
there
at
it
the
is.
mercy because when you type in MA, it should be starting to bring up things that have MA in them. So let's just leave it at what it is. Let's just leave. Lord.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. There's
Okay,
your
well there it
mess.
goes. Okay.
I guess.
Good. And it was the second one. The first Master Comics is the shadow, the thick one. You wanted the
Oh.
second one. That's why I was like,
Okay.
well, maybe it just ain't meant to be. Hold
Okay.
on.
Um.
And it looks like you have like a comma or something after it, so it's not going to find it that way. There you go.
Okay.
There it goes, the second one.
The second one. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And you know what's funny is you don't have the My Love selected, so it's not changing the font.
Oh. Well, that's
So you have to
probably
right click on it, and select the text. There you go. Now you have to right click on the word and select not the text folder, but select the word My Loves right there.
Oh, duh. Okay.
That's my fault because I said select the text, and technically you selected the word text.
Let's
So
see.
little
The second.
miscommunication interpretation there. There we go. Okay,
Here.
so it's moving a little faster now with the fonts, but that was pretty
Oh,
scary.
that's pretty. Okay.
Okay, so now we're gonna do Control T, and we're gonna Control S and save this thing while we even
Right.
have a chance.
Right.
Okay, and then we'll do Control T, and it'll allow us to transform and resize it. And then I want you to move it. If you want to move it to the bottom, you have a little text safe area down here. So you don't want anything to go any lower than that.
Okay.
But you still may want to overlap it and make it look like it's kind of like a layered effect. And then you can make it bigger
Okay.
if you want to. You can make it kind of as wide as the boxes there to kind of
Okay.
balance that out. And you kind of move it up a little bit. There you go. That's it.
Okay.
And if you hit enter, enter is what you have to hit to lock it in. Otherwise, it won't save that transformation you just did. And see how
Okay.
now the outlines and stuff look a little bit different.
Yes.
So even with that thick outline, it makes it kind of pop off. I
Yeah.
probably would even let's double click on the FX, and we'll do this before we leave today. I want to show you how to make it look a little more 3D. So
Okay.
double click on that one, and let me clear my drawings off the screen. Once you go up here to bevel and emboss, okay, and you have an inner bevel right here. You also have some other options there. I want you to choose. Let's choose the inner bevel and see what happens. Because all of these options is just pretty much you're going to play with them and you're going to see what suits you. Now chisel hard, I normally don't put that one on, so click on chisel hard, and I'm going to show you the other option is to have it smooth. And then play with this depth. And if you see how it's kind of looking a little more 3D, like it's actually
Yeah.
embossed.
Right.
So you can play with the depth, the size, soften it or not so soft, and those things kind of allow you to make your text look more, liquid, make it look like it's puffy, just something other than flat. And you can even
Right.
choose the hard bevel if you want it to look like it's got like a hard beveled edge, like jewelry does.
Okay.
So I just want you to play with that till it looks like something that you like. Um, but I just want to give you a little something extra. Anytime we do sublimation,
Mm-hmm.
I like to do anything that you can't do with vinyl, which is
Yes.
making things look 3D, add and drop
Yeah.
shadows, variations of colors. I never do just like flat stuff because I want you to know, hey, this is sublimation. You can't hang with us if you're only doing vinyl,
There you go. There you go. Perfectly
and
said.
and like you said earlier, you would be the only person in your area doing these type of all overs. So
Yes.
that would be a great way to stand out.
Yes. Thank you.
So you got it to how you want it?
Yeah, that's, I'll play with it. But that's
Okay.
perfect.
Go
Yeah.
okay there. Let's take a final look back. And I would say, play with your gradient. You might even want to put like a little a stroke here. I like to add gradient strokes. I like to put a stroke on the inside and the outside. You have plenty of playroom with this now. You can play with that 3D look to make it less or more puffy. That's all on you, but you basically have um, a brand new layout now.
Okay.
And if you want to do the pop out, because we don't have time to make it pop out,
Yes.
as a matter of fact, I'm surprised we got this much. We got this far because I think that when we did the pop out, it took a whole nother 30 minutes to an hour. We did it as a class. So if
Oh,
you're in the Innate Academy,
yes.
you'll have access to you. You're in the Innate Academy.
Yes.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
well you have access to that first class. Not first class. I think this was 103 or 102. I think this might have been 102. We did this
Okay.
template and it'll show you how to make yours pop out. Okay, if you
Okay.
want to do the pop out effect,
Yes.
but
Okay.
it looks really great. I'm very impressed. This is a great design to have accomplished with one of your first Photoshop sessions.
Let's
So
go.
I want you to be proud of yourself on this one.
Yes, I am. It looks a lot better.
It does, and it's pretty much ready to go. Like you're ready to print this out and make your first sample and be the first person in your area with this type of design.
Thank you so much.
You're
I'll go
welcome.
back and look and see how do I exactly print because I know it's a certain way. I'll need to print because when I tried to just print it out yesterday, it was saying that my printer wasn't. I don't know that I didn't have the measurements right, but I know you have a video on that, so I'm gonna go back
Right,
and
like how to print. If you want to do this as an all over,
yeah.
you can do the sheets. My suggestion for real is to order the prints if you can. We
Yeah.
do sell the prints that, and we're actually going to do a class now where we do a paste up session. You'll, when you enroll in the class, you'll get the print for free as long as you pay for the shipping for it. And I'll
Yeah.
send you the print, and basically we'll be able to in real time press our shirts together and see what troubles we run into. So
Oh,
yeah, that's going to be we're going to call that a sub and sip because you might need a little some water, something stronger to sip home during
I'm
that
ready.
session. So we're gonna do a sub and sip session. I'm looking to do it in about 2 weeks. That'll give people time because just like you did just now, everybody has to have their own all over artwork prepared, and then they're gonna
Yes.
submit their artwork to me. So the whole class is gonna be on how to press these up, making sure you have the right materials and the right
Okay.
setup.
Oh,
So
oh,
definitely, you already have part one done.
okay.
So definitely let's go ahead, save this one more again, just in
Okay.
case. But we did change the text up a little bit.
Okay.
And one more thing I want to show you, right click on this X that's over the word art here. That is a frame. If you go to enable layer mask. All right, so that's for the art. And if you scroll down and do the same thing for the background, scroll down to the background. I'm going to show you how if you need to make a 13 by 19 version of this. You already
Okay.
have those masks in here.
Good. I didn't know we could do that.
Yep, and I did that on purpose so that when you buy one template, you can use it. Like, let's say the family wants to get a couple of all overs, but a bunch of 13 by 19s because they're less expensive. You
Yeah.
can go ahead and see the same place with a tie dye background. Let's right click on that one. Right click on the
Okay.
layer mask.
Can-
On the actual layer mask, that
Oh.
black and white layer.
Oh.
Oh, I guess it would have let you do the same thing. You could have enabled it from there. I didn't know that.
Okay.
And that kind of gives you something like if you were going to print this out on a 13 by 19 sheet of paper, you see how
Yeah.
now you still get a little bit of the tie dye, but
Yeah.
it's within a 13 by 19 type of size.
Okay.
So then I would say that as a JPEG, resize it as a 13 by 19, and then print out that JPEG. I don't print from my Photoshop files. I print from my kind of compressed JPEGs, flattened images.
Oh. Oh.
And
Okay.
I say all that in the video where I talk about printing and stuff. So I
Yeah.
think you'll get a good deal out of that. But just for the moment, you have something that looks beautiful, it's ready to print.
Yeah.
And I think even if you were to, my suggestion is to do it all over and make a 13 by 19 sample of the same thing.
Okay. Yes.
And here's something else too. I think you'll be excited about. We have a new size. It's called a jumbo size. So what it
Hmm.
is, it's kind of like it's 18 by 26 is the maximum size of it. But
Okay.
it basically, you see how this looks on the shirt right now?
Yeah.
That's about the size that it prints. So it's not all over, but there'll be less expensive than an all over print because we don't have to print the sleeves and the sides and all down here.
Right.
So it's just a super jumbo size. And if you go to the Innate Creatives group, I think Carol, I did some jumbo size prints for her. And they
Hmm.
turned out looking really substantial, especially on the bigger shirts, but even on the smaller shirts, they look like all overs. And you can
Oh
get away
wow.
with a less expensive product because it doesn't
Mhm.
cost $14 per sheet. These, I think I want to say they're $8 a sheet. I have to check and see, but they're
Okay.
$8 a sheet, and basically it's still big enough. You don't have to tile it. It's big enough to make an impact, but not necessarily to break the bank. And
Oh,
if you have
good.
customers that are in the middle, because you're gonna have to be charging like $40 for an all over shirt,
Yeah.
and some people may find that too expensive to say, okay, well, I have this option for 32, I have this option for 40, and then I have this option for 25. So maybe 25 is your 13 by 19 version,
Hmm.
32 is your jumbo version, and then you
Hmm.
have your $40 shirt, which is all over front only print. So
Okay.
excuse me, we're going to be talking about pricing and stuff too,
Oh,
so
good.
that y'all know what to charge and what the value of your work is worth.
Yes. Okay.
And make sure you're
That's
charging for
nice.
this art now because you're doing quality art now. So
Yeah.
I know, and how you're saying yeah is exactly how I used to be.
Yeah.
Till you find out that your time really is your money, and I know you want to get out there first.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Do some designs that wow people, get them to see what you can do. And then it's no
Okay.
more that, oh, can you design it and show it to me? When you pay for an order, I can do a design
There
for
we
you.
go.
Yeah, so you want to get established. You want people's trust to be okay. Well, I know her level of design. I don't even have to question her about if she can do it. It's a matter of when I pay her. That's
Right.
what it's gonna be about. So
Okay.
so get the confidence up. You got these templates. You
Okay.
have these tools, and you always have backup in us. Because if you absolutely can't do something, you can always send it to us as a custom order, and we
Yeah.
can carry it out for you. We can even do it live so that you can see how it would have been done if you had time to sit down and do it.
Okay.
So we
Okay.
have that option too. My goal is to just have tools that are at your disposal so that there's no hindrance to your success.
Okay. Okay.
Just make sure
Yes.
you're
Thank
charging
you.
your customer. Don't eat these costs. Charge
Yes.
these costs to your customers because in the long run, they're getting a level of design that they would not ordinarily have. You're learning in the process, and you should be basically at the very minimum breaking even when you purchase a template at the
Okay.
minimum
Okay.
because that customer's paying for the template. You may be paying for a little bit of time to learn design right now, and that's cool.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
essentially, yes, that customer's paying for that template. And then the next time you have a different customer, they don't know you don't have that template, so they're paying for that template again. So now you
Okay.
profited on that template.
Right. Right.
You're charging an art fee, your artwork's standing out, you pay for it one time and you get to charge the same. If the template costs $20, charge them at least a $20 design fee. It's going
Okay.
to pay for itself the next time you use it.
Okay. Okay.
So don't be afraid. I'm telling. I know you hear me, and I know
Yes.
you're not in a total agreement with me, but I
I
understand why.
agree. I just
I
want to make sure I know what I'm doing.
Right, but if you don't you
Photoshop.
have don't if you did know what you was doing and they wanted this design, wouldn't you have to pay me to
You're
help
right.
you? So
You're
maybe
right.
I have to
Okay. You're absolutely right.
pay you.
You're
So just tell them
absolutely right.
this is my new prompt. Oh well, I'll pass it over to my designer, but my designer is going to need a design deposit. When you start talking about a whole nother person in the process, and even if you're not using a designer, I'm telling people this trick because I wish I would have used this trick. When I had my brick and mortar store, everybody knew that, oh, to ask for me by name. They knew I would design it. They would sit there and watch me design it right in front of them. And it was so distracting to the point where it pulled away from what I could have been doing to market my business and grow my business. So I'm telling you right now, if you tell folks, oh, okay, I got the notes, I'm gonna have to send this to the designer, but in order for her to start designing, and her is you. In order for her to
Yes.
start
Okay.
designing, there's a $20 design deposit. Or
Okay.
I can, like, if you're doing a big order, I offer to do the design for free if it's a shirt over 30 shirts, and they pay for the shirts up front. I don't have to wait on
Okay.
no deposit on the shirts. You paying for the shirts up front. You trust me to do the design. I'll do the design for free because it's a 30 shirt order.
Okay. Okay.
That's when I throw in free design. But just like somebody standing in front of you, oh, I want this, that, and the other. It's gonna take you at least an hour when you first start out with these to
Yeah.
really, get what they want, translate it to a design, and give it to them. So make sure you're charging them that fee.
Okay.
And
Okay.
they
I got it.
people will pay. Don't be afraid. People will pay it because they're going to notice the level of design. And you take them to the Innate Lab website. I don't care. I'm not in it to actually take custom. I don't even have it to where people can order right now. But you take them on there and say, hey, which templates you want? They're $20 a piece, and I at least have to
Okay.
pay for the template. And that's how you get away with like not feeling like you have to haggle with the price.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's awesome. Thank you for
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. I like to give y'all other tips other than just how to design. Like, it's really about growing business, not just about
It is.
design. So I appreciate you listening to me and taking heed.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. So I think we're good. We're at a good place. You saved and everything. I
Yes.
have a 1 o'clock, so I'm gonna try to go ahead and get ready for that one. But yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you. And if you need anything further, just let me know. And this video is live on YouTube, so you'll be able to access it anytime you need to retouch anything that we did today.
Oh, yes. I would definitely need it. I will be watching it.
All right, love.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And thank you all for joining us today. I appreciate y'all. And I'll be checking in later with some of the template tutorials and the new stuff that we have coming out. All right.
Thank
You have a great one, love.
you too.
All
Bye
right.
bye.
Bye bye. All right, my YouTube loves, I appreciate y'all for checking in and sticking around. I'm going to have some more content for you all, but in the meantime, I want to tell you that we do have a class tonight. So I have another session and a class to get ready for tonight. Class tonight is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you need to know how to get to the class, let me see. It'll be academy.innatelab.com. Let me see if I can show you what we're working on for tonight's class. The live, you'll scroll down to, you'll see the live here. So this is the one we're working on tonight. This is a master template. So if you are not really so familiar with Photoshop or how to use it for your apparel business, this is a great template to start with. This is the one that I equipped some of my apprentices who are learning from me, participating in going out to the flea market and doing on-demand products. This is the template that I give them, and I tell them, hey, if you can't design it on this template, don't worry about it. It ain't worth it. Okay, so everything they were able to do, they were able to do with this template. So basically, it has a layer mask. It has the area for photos. You can put number of birthdays. It has this cool airbrush text that you can edit. And it also has license plates templates in there. So when I would go to these kind of on-demand events, the three most popular items were t-shirts, license plates, and socks. And technically, you could even print socks off of this template. It's just not showing you the outline of it. All right, so we're going to do that in class tonight, 8 p.m. You have to be registered at least 2 hours before because you want to make sure that you have your homework done and ready. And I do want to let you all know this is the homework checklist. Please check this before you even purchase the class because the classes are it's like a strict no refund policy when it comes to digital stuff. So I want to make sure that you understand these rules completely before you purchase. Yes, you get the template. But there's also a quiz that you're going to have to answer to make sure that you have this checklist completed before we start. Now, if you want to just watch the video live, that's fine. But if you want to actively participate, that means that I check on your screen, whoever's there. I don't care if it's one person or 20 people. Whoever's there, I check on your screens. I help you get through certain places where you get stuck. And we're able to draw on the screen just like we did with this live one-on-one today. All right, so that's how the classes go. They are interactive. It's not just like you watch me on the screen like you're watching me now. So in that case, in that regard, that's why I need you to have your homework done. Because we can't afford to stop class and help you download a font or, help you cut out an image that should have been cut out ahead of time, those sort of things, okay? All right, so that's the homework there. It's a few fonts you need to download. I do I can't even say recommend, require you to have dual screen set up. And dual screens does not mean you have to have two computer screens. You can have a TV that is connected to your computer via HDMI. Basically, you need something to watch me on and something to work on. So a laptop and a TV, a laptop and an external monitor, desktop computer set up with a monitor and a TV, or desktop computer set up with two different monitors. Basically, you want to have a dedicated screen to view and a dedicated screen to work. All right, and some of you may have like iPads, or let's say you're working on your desktop and you want to watch on your iPad or your other laptop, then that is going to require you for this one. I won't require you to do an extra seat because it's a very small class. But in the future, know that it's cheaper to just go ahead and have dual screen set up because it will require you to purchase two different Zoom seats so that you can watch one on one platform and one on your device that you're working on. Okay, it has to be on both devices. And that's why it requires you to have two seats because we have limited seats when we have larger groups. All right, so that's it for the Academy course tonight. Academy course Sunday is going to be doing the programs, whether they be wedding programs, church programs, just any event programs, funeral programs, those sort of things. That's what we're going to work on for Sunday. So just letting you know that these classes are available and these subscriptions are available too for the Academy. We have a monthly subscription, so even if you can't attend the live classes, which are $60 per class, if you join the membership, you get the free recordings. Normally, I charge $50 for each class recording. So you get all four of those classes that I do for free, and they trickle down to you every week. So once you join, you get 4 sessions off rip, the four courses, which is 101 to 104. And let me show you those. So 101 to 104 was this one. We did a design from scratch, and you get free brushes. Those brushes are life. You get 102, which is the template we were working on today. So you get that template with the courses. You get the airbrush template, which is highly popular. And then you get this kind of neon brick template that's really popular as well. So, and then once you're subscribed, 7 days later, you get course number 105, which is how we did the socks. You'll get course number 106 14 days after your registration. So as you can see, the sooner you join, you'll get access, you'll unlock each of these sessions a lot earlier than somebody that joins 3 months down the road. They're just going to be unlocking 106, 14 days after their registration 3 months from now. So you'll probably be on like 130 or something by now. So just letting you know that that option is available. I try to make a very affordable option for those who are interested in the classes, maybe not able to attend them because of the time or the cost, whatever it is. I pretty much, I'm giving the class away, to be honest with you, because every class comes with a $20 template minimum. So there are 4 classes you get access to every month. That's $80 in templates that you get just by joining this membership. So I'm really encouraging you that if you buy templates and this is something you really want to learn, this was my most affordable way that I can throw content at you, throw quality content, throw courses and templates at you, and allow you to really get in the game. Okay. All right, loves. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up for now so I can save a little bit of energy for my 1 o'clock and also for tonight. If you have any questions, please make sure that you address them in the Innate Creatives Facebook group. It's a private Facebook group. That's where I like for the majority of our correspondence to go down, because that's where we can kind of answer questions and see what's important to folks that are in the group. All right, so see any questions or anything? Y'all are good. Yes, Noble Custom says ready for class tonight. Awesome. All right, Sir Rules, good to see you on the live. I know I've been missing on live a little bit. I'm gonna try to make up for time. Matter of fact, Saturday y'all might be seeing a little too much of me. I might run out of voice on Saturday with all the things I have to catch up on. So I appreciate y'all, and I hope to see some of you tonight in class. If not, I'll catch y'all on another live. I love you for real, and just for now, bye.